project, I am supposed to pick a theory from our book, and I have chosen to pick Kohlberg's moral development. And I looked online and found the Heinz dilemma that he presented to children, but I'm going to read it to my mom. And it's called Heinz Steals the Drug. In Europe, a woman was near death from a special kind of cancer. There was one drug that the doctors thought might save her. It was a form of radium that a druggist in the same town had recently discovered. The drug was expensive to make, but the druggist was charging 10 times what the drug cost him to make. He paid $200 for the radium and charged $2,000 for a small dose of the drug. The sick woman's husband, Heinz, went to everyone he knew to borrow the money, but he could only get together about $1,000, which is half of what it cost. He told the druggist that his wife was dying and asked him to sell it cheaper or let him pay later. The druggist said, "No, I discovered the drug and I'm going to make money from it." So Heinz got desperate and broke into the man's store to steal the drug for his wife. Should the husband have done that, is the question.
Okay, and no, I don't think he should have. He shouldn't have stolen, even though I understand that he did it out of desperation for the love for his wife. Also, he probably had a little bit of anger after the druggist wouldn't help him. So I think he acted desperate. But in my moral view, as a believer in Christ, we should obey the Word of God. And that being, thou shalt not steal, and that we should obey the law of the land. Stealing is wrong. Obviously, there are consequences for not being obedient to those laws. However, God knows that we're human and make bad choices sometimes. Our God is a gracious God, and He forgives us as long as we ask for it. But that does not give us license to do those things. And for truly seeking God, such as reading His Word and praying, striving to be as Christ-like as we can in our everyday lives, being obedient becomes like second nature. So, to me, I feel like that's something that, if I were in that situation, I would hope I would act differently. But like I said, I do understand out of desperation that what he did. So that's my answer.
Okay, and there are 3 different levels of Kohlberg stages. There's the pre-conventional reasoning, the conventional reasoning, and the post-conventional reasoning. With your answer, you're more along the lines of the post-conventional reasoning under stage 6, which states that at this stage, the person has developed a moral standard based on universal human rights. When faced with a conflict between law and conscience, the person reasons that conscience should be followed, even though the decision might bring risk.
Okay.